Alrighty, so I'm in for Scorpio and their spirituality over the holidays. I got my reading goggles on because the first card is going to be from the Isis deck. So I'm going to just get off running here and get into it. I'm not going to explain too much. I'll get my sound in. Yeah, so spirituality reading for Scorpio for the holidays. First card. This is an overall general energy that underlies the reading. Pyramid of light. Step your vibration deeper into love. That's interesting. That's a very, hold on here. Yeah, hoping. See, there we go. So that is that. Okay, so I'm just going to start reading and then I'll give you intuitively what I get. Above and beyond, elemental P. Pyramid of light is speaks to psychic protection. So whatever we are going through, whatever challenges, whatever, we are psychically being overlooked, right? Meaning they're looking over us in protection energy. So this card brings you confirmation that you are growing spiritually, and as such, there are higher levels of responsibility and skill required of you to continue to thrive and blossom to even deeper places of spiritual expression or expansion. These new levels will feel joyful to you as they bring you to a greater personal mastery and freedom from fear. A lot of these readings, beware. The career is leaning in the love directions. If you're, check them all out, because there's different areas. I got them titled as career, but they're in different areas of your life. So whatever, it can do you good here, no matter what the title of the reading is. Sometimes when you're growing your light, darker energies become more interested in you. This is nothing to be afraid of because no energy can interfere with you without your permission. And if you have unconsciously given permission by action or deed in this or other lifetimes, you have the free will to withdraw that permission from a place of peace and love within you now. The key to handling energy efficiently, even that energy which you no longer wish to have connected to your field, is to have compassion and respect in your heart, combined with a firm boundary and an understanding of the principle of psychic protection. So even though we are protected from above, they don't want us to be careless about things in our reality. Is really what I'm getting. Just because we are protected under God doesn't mean we can't make stupid decisions, or goofy decisions that just are not in our best or highest good. So be aware of that, but know that the universal energy is behind you making the right decisions, and that includes your instinct as well. So this is underpinning the whole reading. Okay, so we're going to start into the reading here. Very good energy. Just kind of the universe saying, we got you, but don't go jumping off any cliffs because we can't, there's a consequence there if we do this. So just to be more aware of deeper spiritual things. Okay, so the first card, the top of the pyramid here in the reading, this is the most absorption of the energy. How do I explain that? The highest concentration of energy. We have the Two of Earth. Okay. Does that help a little bit there? Trying to get the glare out. Okay. Sorry for all my, just suddenly have to clear throat. Yeah. Okay, we're in spirituality here. Something here we're juggling. The sense here is there may be some new ways we want to go, or new things coming at us, and we don't quite know where to go, what to. And they're making me see the line of dark energies within that last card here, the Pyramid of Light. Because we are evolving, we will be attracting darker energies at a higher rate, and we're going to have to be more discerning of that. So keep that in mind here as we juggle these things to go forward. I feel like we've opened a doorway, a pathway to get more opportunities. So we're going to have to be aware of people and things and situations that could trip us up as well within that. Next card, Crone of Earth. I always say this to mean that we are absorbing things. We are evolving one little snowflake at a time. Things are being unfolded to us very slowly. Feel like the universal energies are going, yes, as slowly as we can, but we got to get moving. We got to get moving here. But we're trying not to overwhelm the Scorpio here. But there are some realizations. There are some things. Our path is coming up here. Our destiny is unfolding, and we can only go so slow at this point because of the realizations that need to be made. So they're wanting you to be hyper aware, hyper vigilant of what is going around spiritually with you. And the universal energy is going to unfold that to you quite quickly. And the more that you process, the more quickly they're going to bring it in, because if we're aware and we're computing, we're going to keep it coming. So there's a sense here we may be overwhelmed, or if we are in denial in any way whatsoever, is the sense I'm getting of things or negativity in our life, it is going to become overly abundant till we can't deal. They're trying to hold this back. They're trying to hold things back in this way, but we're really going to have to deal with it at some point. We're just going to have to deal with a lot all at once, or we're going to have to deal with consecutive things that we got to bat off here, because we really have to understand from the greatest point of who we are and other people are. Is this good for my, is this for my highest good or not? This kind of thing. Next card, need necessity. Give me a moment. You see a lot of opposites here, the yin, the yang, the night, the day, and the balance, right? If she's juggling, it's keeping everything in a great balance. Otherwise, things will fall, right? Things will get lost in the shuffle. I feel like that's what they're trying to say here. We're going to be throwing a lot of stuff at you real quick. You're evolving. You've got the knowledge here, but we need the awareness. So there's a certain part of us that either wants to deny things or wants to push or be blind to. I don't want to see. I don't want to. You're going to have no choice, or, well, you have a choice, but it just will not evolve you. So what they're trying to do is slow things down so that we get one after another here. So that, yeah, okay, we may not want to look at the whole thing, but we got to look at one thing at a time here. And what is this about? So an awareness really of the darker energy coming at you, because we are evolving, we are increasing our frequency, our vibrancy, and because of this, we're going to attract new things that are going to challenge us to need to go to a higher level. So hopefully that's computing. That is the basis of the reading. So that's the energy that flows through all of this. So keep that in mind. Discernment needs to be high here for the Scorpios in order for them to get forward. Second level, the pyramid, as so depicted this is how I set out my cards in a pyramid. And we start here with the top energy that floods the rest, and then we go down. That's how I do it. First card on the second level is the 10 of Fire. And that is my being fired up card, right? You're trying to get illuminated here. On every level, we're evolving, and that is hard to take sometimes. The sense that I'm getting is that they're saying that the Scorpio may have been in resistance to opening up completely, even though the energies were working on us to evolve us in certain ways. We were blocking it out. No, I don't want. So now the dam's busting. It's overflowing. It's not busted completely. But if we can process the amount of water that's coming through at this time, we can process the things that are coming through at this time, we will make progress and go in the right way. And keep up. It'll be hard because we'll be being pushed along the way, but they're wanting you to evolve no less. Now, just give me a minute here. Yeah, these are the cards. Why'd I put them back there? Anyway, So a sense of universal energy is coming in here. We got to light this sucker up. We're going forward. We're evolving. Whether they want to or not, they had a choice. They didn't want to. So now the universe is going, well, you have to evolve because we got the energy there and we're bringing you forward. So maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but nonetheless, if we got our faculties, and the biggest problem here is dealing with negative energy, which it seems to be everybody's problem here. We're going to learn how to deal with the sense I got. Did I spill something here? It felt like it was wet. Anyway, next card, Elemental of Air. Yeah, and look at her. She's up in the heavens and shooting down information, right? Air is about communication, can also be about thoughts that are going on in our mind. Connecting to intuition, connecting to, and this could be intuition and internal, could also be external. Stuff that people are saying to us to help us advance, we may be blocking that out as well. We may be face to face with someone saying, you got to change that. You got to da-da-da. And the universe does work in this way. They will put people in front of you and spit stuff out of their mouths that you need to hear. Because sometimes you have it rumbling in your head, but we don't take action on it. And this is what's going on is the Scorpios made realizations here, huge, life-changing. But there's still some things that maybe being said in our universe, maybe being said in our mind, maybe being said in our instinct. And all of this is going to start coming quite heavily in order for us to deal and move on with things in a proper manner. There's some lessons here, issues that are going to come up. That's what I'm getting. Next card, Love Without Condition. So, spirituality. This is really, unconditional love, right? That's what they're talking about. This is the goal for the Scorpio. They want them to be in a non-judgmental, unconditional loving mode, and compassionate and warm and gentle and kind. This kind of thing is what they're trying to illuminate in more areas, how to be more in these ways. It may not be in our nature to be all, true and loving, but sorry, I had a herb in my tooth or something. But they're wanting you to absorb some of these energies so that we can be a little more kind, a little more gentle, a little more, we don't have to be, how do you say, like a poster boy for the, but we want to be someone who has a softer edge to us, really. And we're getting hints outside of us, inside of us, intuitively. And we need to follow that. It's a sense I'm getting. Okay. Next line. 6 of Water. And this is about reflection, self-reflection. We need to look at ourselves because there's things here that aren't working. That's what they're saying. There's things here that aren't quite, that we're not seeing, is the sense. And I'm getting a sense here as we see ourselves as perfect, and therefore there's nothing to work on here. Like, this is what I'm getting from the Scorpio, is kind of a self-centeredness that I'm good, I'm wonderful, who's the fair, I am, and it's me, but the universe is going, no, because there's people outside of you that are finding you're having a hard edge here. You need to look at that. So this may be what needs to be worked on. We may have, this is where it goes over the head because we think we're perfect. So the way that we are, and they're going, we are perfect, but we can tone things down a bit. I'm getting gentleness, kindness, compassion, non-judgmental. This is what I'm getting. This is what they're saying. We need to look at that point of ourselves and deal with that. Next is the Ace of Earth. So this is, again, having all the tools that we need. But again, we're not wanting to see in the mirror, I'm perfect, I'm great. If they have a problem, then that's their problem, is what I'm getting here. Just give me a minute. But there are some things in our life that we can do here. There's some action that we can take, because they're going, The physical universe is going to be mirroring this back to you now, because we've had it intuitively, we've had it in our heart, and we've had it in our mind. Now the outside universe is going to start showing you where you're to, meaning strangers come up to you and say, boy, you're judging you the way that you judge others, really. And that's going to illuminate to you, trigger you. And are you going to change it or not? This is going to happen. Okay. So next. Time to ground. Again, be stable at some point here. Make sure you're not flying off too far. I think the time to ground is them saying, absorb what you get in your universe, absorb what you get outside of you. If someone comes around and says, you know, you're rude, look at that and go, am I rude? Was I rude? I didn't mean to be rude, but you come off as rude. So if somebody, a complete stranger, says that to you, a lot of times people take that more to heart than somebody who you've lived with forever, right? Because they're going, oh, you're rude. They always say that. You know, the whole discussion. So there's something here about your universe really going to be mirroring back to you those things that need to change. And if you get triggered, you can bet that's one thing that you need to change, right? That's an illumination of it. If you get mad, hopping mad, like, I can't believe, you got to look where you've done it yourself, right? Because if we've really truly healed that part of us or dealt with that part of us, it doesn't trigger us in that way. So there we go. Okay, second line. Third line. This is the bottom left corner of this energy can be batted off quite easily. The energy can be brushed off. So it's yeah, we'll just see where it sits here. Yeah, see, this is interesting because this is the Six of Water. There's a lot of emotional highlights here. This is your compassion. This is giving of the heart. And this is what we find easy to just bat off. We're not going to give from our heart. No, thank you. But this is what's going to be in your energy field in order for you to play with it more, to use it more, to utilize it. Why? Because we're a little too hard edged here and we need to be softened. The edges need to be softened quite highly here. And this woman gives solely from her heart, and also the twinkling of the heart center opening up, right? The beginning processes of compassion and love towards another. This is what they want you to learn, the softer, gentler side of things. Okay, next card, Three of Earth. Yeah, see, look, this is like a blooming patch here. These guys are they're all in different phases. I don't know if you can see that. One's underneath there taking a nap. And you know, one's praying and one's like looking at the energies, or the flowers and whatnot, the bulbs. Just give me a minute to absorb all of this. Love you too, son. Yeah, because really the blooming, right? And the because they're showing me, like, don't we love the spring when after bloom, and don't we feel good and refreshed? And I think they're really expanding on this energy. Once we open up, there's literally a flowering that happens, because they're going, we give our heart, and then boom, our heart starts crackling open. You know, it's kind of like, I just watched The Grinch yesterday. It's kind of like the growth, the 3-ring growth of the heart, right, of the Grinch. This is what they're doing. Scorpio is Grinching out, and they really need to come into their angelic selves. And it's a lot more freeing. It's a lot more energizing. So this is what they're trying to say here somehow, is giving of the heart. The softer center is blossoming, and this can bring about good things. Next card. Time to reflect. Yeah, in order to come up with this, we're going to have to reflect on things. And I mean, what do you know? He's just doing it. I mean, that's really what they're trying to say, is reflect on yourself. But it's not like in an ego way where it's like, I'm to be all, yeah, I look good. You may look good, but we're spiritual selves. Not that we're not good. I think intrinsically we can be good, but we can be better. And we can fine tune the ability to be softer edged through all of this. So by reflecting, taking time alone to reflect, I think the universe is going to give you hints. Absolutely. Trigger you. Absolutely. So we can get mad and upset about it, or we can do something about it, fix it, and then never come across it again. That's what they're going. Why don't we just do that? Fix it, never come across it again. Because if we stay in our hard edge zone, we're just going to get more feedback in a negative way, and it's just not going to help anything. So why don't we turn it around and soften our edges a little bit and see how that works. Okay, down the center. Again, this is stuff that can be batted away. That energy can be overlooked, and denial. They can go, I don't need to give, da da. So now this is right down the center. What do we get? They're just staying in the emotional center. Thank you very much. 10 of water. That is emotional fulfillment. Now she's kind of playing with the moon there, and that's about illusions and things that we see and don't see. It's also goddess energy. Feminine energy, the principle of caring for ourselves and others. The turtle is about longevity. I feel like the Scorpio's been in a position where they've not done this for so long. It is ingrained quite highly. They do not give compassion outward. They do not give. And why do I have to start now? You know, and they're going, because we want you to have a more full life that is showered on with the heart, like it is ruled by the heart. But again, ruled by, we still have our knowledge and all of our intellectual capabilities. We just want you to infuse more compassion, infuse more love and caring and kindness. Again, to soften the edges. We don't want to take the character away. We just want to embellish and make things more inviting for others. Because I'm getting, if we do this, then we might even actually be able to make more friends, and more people come to us in that kind of way from a better, vibrant, like better frequency. Next card, we have the Mother of Fire. That's interesting. Fire and water, you know, they don't mix. Well, I think what they're trying to say here is the Mother of Fire is usually like the queen or the, you know, fire element. Fire is about taking action and movement in that way in the tarot. Just trying to get what they're trying to give me here. Just give me a minute. Yeah, they're going, look how she's feeling the heat. There's a flame there, and she's kind of putting her hand, like she can feel the warmth. And they're giving me a sense that this is where the Scorpio is. They're realizing if they give a little bit of compassion, they get a lot back. So they're kind of learning, right? They're learning to play with fire here. And in this case, it's the heart. They're learning to open that heart up and take action in that way. The universe really wanting them to do this. To take action in a compassionate way. This is basically the bottom line. Oh, next card. Yeah, have courage, right? Have courage to take action from your heart. Bottom line. That's what they want you to do. You do this, you're going to get rewarded. You don't, you're going to get more sludge to deal with, meaning difficult people come in your life, da da da. If you do this, the frequency goes forth and it clears out some of the negativity, because there's things that just don't align with that. And what we're doing is our carcass here is encased in that hard-edged energy, and we get that hard-edged energy on the outside. So they want you to soften that a bit to get a sense of better things coming at you, better people, better scenarios, better vibration, period. You could have just people around you, but if you give out harsh energy, you're going to get it back. That's a law. So they want you to soften it to get the softness back. Have the courage. It's going to work out. Take the action, because this is where we want you to be in the long run. Okay, so that's right down the middle. That's something that's faded. You're going to have to deal with that one way or another. Now on the other side of the pyramid, we have the scribe. He's the note taker and script writer. He takes everything down, notifies, looks at, attention to detail. This is what he's doing. So this too, I feel, is kind of like the universe going, take note, be in the moment, be aware, be observant of what's going on around you. So you can make these correlations. Go, yeah, when I was kinder, then I had this person was kinder to me. You know, like the whole saying, like, what is it? Honey with the vinegar. Oh, what's the thing? You can only attract, you can't attract bees with vinegar. You can only I don't know, I'm bad at that. But anyway, the thing is, if you give negative, you're going to get negative. It's not going to attract what you want. And the feeling is we've evolved here. So we need to evolve on the outside as well. Like we've evolved eternally. We understand the dynamics, but we're not making the changes needed to secure that loving stuff from coming in. Next card, the Maiden of Water. Well, would you look at this element of water is just flooded in here. We are still on Scorpio. That is about happiness, joyfulness, like a porpoise in the sunset. We just are happy and free. They want you to feel freer than you feel now. You do not realize this because you are in a mode where you are kind of rigid with a lot of things. A lot of hard edge here, and they just want you to let that go. Why? So you can completely absorb happiness and joy as it's meant to be absorbed without the bitterness or judgment or whatever coming at you. And if we're not aware that we're doing it, they're gonna make you aware so that you can get rid of it. Next card, respect your boundaries. And all the while we do this, make sure you keep your boundaries up in whatever way, shape, or form. So being loving and compassionate doesn't mean that we can't set boundaries. A lot of people in the spiritual world, they get this confused. They're like, how dare you, release whatever. It's like, no, if you deal with the person and they can't deal with themselves, then that's their own path. They got to choose. You can help people only to their ability where they can help them. And if they can't help themselves no more, you cannot, they're just going to take from you. They're not going to, there's a certain point they have to be by themselves and realize this. So basically my point was your boundaries. So, okay, we're trying to soften our edges here and be more compassionate. If we have bitter people, judgmental people around us, if we soften our boundaries, yes, they may mirror that, but they may also get more bitter. And if they do that, then you keep up your boundaries. Being compassionate does not mean that you have to drop your boundary. It means that you understand from a higher vantage point and you release them to do what they need to do, but it's just not in my area. That is a boundary. So what would be an example? Okay, so say you have a partner and he is stepping out on you. You're supposed to be more compassionate. You let them know, this is not something I want. You walk and you go and you think, and you can be compassionate about it, but still keep that barrier. It's like, I will not be in a relationship where I am tread upon, but I feel sorry or whatever. You don't feel sorry really, but understand from a higher vantage point that, if this is something that you can't control, it's not something I agree with, this kind of thing. So there may be a little bit of a thing where we feel like if we are compassionate, we have to drop all our barriers. This is not the case. We still can keep our power and be compassionate. That is absolutely the truth. Okay. I don't think I explained that properly, but I think you get the gist. Just because we lay our compassion or indulge in compassion doesn't mean that we can't still, like, that people are going to walk all over us. So be aware of that. Look into that. That's the crutch here. I think this Scorpio is thinking, well, if I am truly this way, loving, caring, and compassionate, everybody's just going to walk all over me and whatever. And they're like, no, because we still have the same boundaries. We're still the same person. We just now got to stand up for that more compassionately instead of saying, arguing. We stand up and we say, sorry, that's a boundary I do not cross. And then you turn around, you still walk away. But at least, now it's been said in a compassionate way instead of yelled at abusively. Okay, next. Planetary card. Sun in Scorpio. What do you know? What do you know? This is heavy. Passion. passionate, intense, or mysterious phase. So this is interesting because a lot of this is really about learning to gain that. Like, look at this, right? How in sync with the energy they are. Just give me a minute. There's a lot of stuff coming here. There's passion that wants to come forth in this Scorpio quite highly. And they're going, it cannot pass until we learn how to be compassionate. Then from the little twinkling, once you open that compassion center, then our passion comes out because we can care from a deeper center. And then we also, right? It builds on that. So this is where this is where they want you to take action. This is where it's going to lead. It's what they're saying to me. Okay, this is good. So back again to the beginning of the pyramid of light. Again, we may be challenged here from a lot of things. The sun is full on energy, by the way. So when you get into this zone, after you learn to dabble in your compassion, a passion will come forth to test you in that way, full on strength. This is a good thing. You want to feel this. You want to feel it. Pyramid of light, though, is really that energy from above, watching this whole process and protecting you. But again, we have to not make goofy decisions in the midst, meaning really not like reflecting on ourselves enough to know what it is that we're doing to bring about behavior that is negative or whatever, and dissipate that, come from the inside, pull your intuition, and then respect your boundaries as you go forward. Yeah, I'm getting that huge high for this one. It's like, no, we don't they're thinking boundaries, we can't have boundaries if we have compassion. Oh yes, you can. Yes, you can, and it will be more fruitful if you use your discernment in order to realize where that's at. So this is, wow, that was huge for Scorpio. And if it's Scorpio that's feeling this, is going to be heavy because they're from the depths of everything. They dive into things so deeply. The Scorpio energy, it's from the middle of the earth, man. Like this is, so it's going to be heavy. It's going to explode that way. It's going to come out that way. And the universe wants to show this to you. And again, they're hovering over, watching for you and testing. You're going to be tested here on how, and you'll feel heavily where you need to go and where you don't need to go. So just be aware of that process over the period of time here. That's quite interesting, Wooly. So anyway, that's your reading for the Christmas season. I will be in and out all day here. It's getting as many readings as I can off. I wanted to mention that in the new year, I will be doing healing and live reads in my Facebook page, Infinity Readings and Reviews. So feel free to tumble in there, join over the season. Again, I might not get in for a week or two, but I'll get in there and accept the people. And then I'll be back in February or the end of. And then we'll start. Usually I like to do a February 14th special for love readings. But anyway, I'll have good things planned in there. So if you have anybody that is wanting or needing energy healing, either physical or mental, having problems with energies, negative energies in that way, feel free to go in there. We'll see what we can do. And yeah, I look forward to that. I've kind of started touching base in the room here with that, and things are going quite well. So I think I'm going to continue with that in the new year. So if you're interested, I'll have the link below. Just click on it and join in, and I will add you, and we will get moving on that. So take care, guys, over the season. Be safe, have fun, and be kind and non-judgmental.